From Plant Lab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker News Live!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Stacker News Live. This is Carr. I'm with my BFF, Keon. We're having a...
Are we actually live?
Yeah, we're live.
Wow.
I didn't start off crazy.
Yeah, that was...
Should I start off crazy?
I mean, it's too late now.
Yeah.
We're already going.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we lose listeners this week because I didn't start off crazy.
Maybe they will get more. They're like, these guys are real now. They're not.
Hey, man.
They're not plastic radio show people.
How was your week, Keon?
It was a week of days and hours and minutes, and it was a good week. I thought it went really well.
Yeah, we had a Austin Bitcoin Design Club this week.
Oh, that was great.
Parker Lewis, not a fan of Noster. That was surprising. I didn't know that.
But he didn't even have a take on it. He just was not a fan.
Yeah. I love it.
It's probably because he feels pain of leaving his Twitter follower count. I feel like that's a lot. I feel like some of the resistance from people who don't want to move to Noster are like, I spent all of my time on Twitter for the last X years.
I didn't get that vibe. I got the vibe of like, we already have Twitter. Where we like, that's kind of the vibe I got, which I can see.
Yeah, which works well for someone like Parker who has a bunch of followers. And again, it's like it's a net loss for him to switch. It kind of makes sense, but
how many followers do you have?
I think like 4,000.
Dude, you have more followers than I do.
Wow.
I'm having a great time on both platforms.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that, but yes. But how was your week?
It was a great week.
Yeah.
This week was actually really well. We got SatSpy going full throttle now. We possibly have a keynote speaker, which I can't wait to make that announcement if it happens. And yeah, man, everything's moving in the right direction this week. I just need to find a PA system. Probably gonna
for
have
the whole lab.
No, for SatSpy for startup day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for outside. We got a tent. We got to donate a tent. So,
oh wow,
cool. We're making it happen, man. Bunch of plebs. We just make it happen.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into the top 5 stories of the week. The first top story is Blaster, a Noster Cloudflare worker proxy relay that publishes to all known relays by Tony Giorgio. This is 28 comments, 5,135 sats. What was this about?
Yeah, so Tony, who is somewhat of a well-known Noster bear in the Austin Bitcoin community, built a Noster tool that allows you to basically push an event, a note, if you're more of a user side Noster user, push a note to all the relays that are known in the Nosterverse. And so if you have something that you really want to make sure doesn't get missed, you could use Blaster and it'll be that much more likely not to get missed by people. It's really cool. The architecture is pretty cool. It uses like serverless workers, and the serverless system he's using is Cloudflare's. He's really stoked about it. What's really cool about serverless stuff is, if you're not familiar with serverless architectures, is it's like a server that's only on when it's needed. So otherwise it's like not there. It's like not running, not costing you money, not consuming resources. ESG people probably love them, but more importantly, it's like really efficient and only does the work that's necessary and then goes away and then comes back on when it's needed and goes away. And so it's not like serverless is maybe like a misnomer, but anyway, but that's what he built. He built this tool to broadcast on Noster using serverless architecture. Pretty cool. I would recommend, if you're on Noster, adding Blaster, this relay here at noster.mutinywallet.com, and add that to one of your relay list, and your post will be that much more likely to be seen by people on Noster. I guess
my question is, you see, if you scroll to the bottom, Keon, he has like kind of like a diagram down there. So the relays that he's hitting to, where's the list for those?
Yeah. So he has a list. I think it's like an API call. There's someone who publishes a list of like known relays. They like crawl, because like within Noster's like messages are users saying, I use these relays, and oh, here's a recommended relay. And so someone has gone through the trouble of crawling all of those messages on Nostr and looking for those relays, and they put it in a list that Tony is now fetching from them.
Oh, nice. That's smart. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to add that to, what is it? Nostr.muniwallet.com.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a great idea. Because I'll notice I'll post things, and occasionally I want, like, depending on which relays are active or down or whatever at a certain time, it'll like disappear. But it'd be really cool to, reduce the likelihood of that, and Blaster would give you that ability. It's all like open source, uses Rust, which is like, the cool kid language these days. And
wait, Rust is a cool kid language these days?
Yeah, it's like what everyone who's building, I don't know, like loosely system related programs are programming in these days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a compiled language, but it has a lot of like syntactic sugar, and some people like it.
Sounds enticing. What did the stackers say about this? Did anybody give their 2 cents on it?
Nifty Nay really likes it. She thanked him for open sourcing it. I wonder what she plans to do with it. I don't know. Maybe something for Base 58. Maybe she'll be broadcasting her lessons on Nostr
that'd be sick.
Any minute. Halal Money, who does a lot of like, he's really good at picking out like choice quotes from things. He'll often repost like Nostr notes that he finds that he thinks are really good and quote them. And he did that. They did that here about Cloudflare. So if anyone's curious about that, that's there for them. Dalu, who made a Nostr proxy themselves, which is more of it kind of supports all functionality in terms of reads and writes. Also posted. General sentiment is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just added it right now to my Damus thing. So we should be, I also been using Snort more just on the desktop side.
Yeah.
That works really incredibly well.
I love
really
Snort.
well. The only thing I still am missing. So maybe somebody out there, whoever's making the next thing for Nostr, because I feel like every 2 weeks there's like a new cool thing. We need memes. Well, not memes. We need Giphies like ASAP. And we need a way to just upload images. Every one that I've used, the images are just, you have to go and use like ImageBB and all these things. But we just need.
Snort has it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. Not on desktop.
I've used it on desktop and it works.
Look, I'll show you right now. It doesn't work. Literally can't upload anything on there. Maybe the image is too big, which is possible.
That might be it.
But yeah, we need to get that fixed like ASAP. I don't know. That's like a big.
It's worked for me. So there you go.
Oh wow, that worked.
Okay.
What the hell?
So car to car, it might have had an issue before, but these servers.
It works now.
Yeah, it's dependent on.
I take back what I said about Snort. It works now, but Damus doesn't have it either. I'm sure William's working really hard to get all that done, but it's just like the little things that we're still missing. It's just. And there was a time where we didn't even have images, right? And then he literally made it to where we can just show JPEGs, and then it auto. So. Okay, cool. The next top story is Marco Falk relinquishes Bitcoin Core maintainership. This is from Merch. 23 comments, 1,841 sats. I think this is bad news.
It is bad news. This is like, I don't know, one of many now. Core maintainers stepping down. And this is believed to be motivated by the Craig Wright lawsuit in the UK. Claiming that Bitcoin Core developers are liable for money that he doesn't actually own getting stolen, or never actually owned getting stolen. But and then the devs having to go to court over it. It gets them having to pay the
dude.
Yeah. So this is causing people to leave Bitcoin Core. I mean, I think of projects that are hosted on GitHub, Bitcoin is maybe the most economically successful project on GitHub. And so this is where you're going to see a lot of, black swan type things in terms of open source, because it is so unique as like a thing. But it is it's quite depressing. I'm not exactly. I've seen Marco Falk's name around a lot. I haven't followed Bitcoin Core closely enough to know what exactly he did in Bitcoin Core, but
yeah, there was something that Jack posted the other day on Noster, where he was kind of talking about this situation that we're in. Let me see if I can find it. Gosh, where was it at? I guess it's probably on mine. But he was basically saying this is exactly why we have the defense fund, I believe. See if I can find it. Let me see here. Okay, so he said it right here. Where is it at?
Yeah, Jack started the Bitcoin Legal Defense Fund, or maybe Cash App. I'm not sure, but obviously Jack is a big part of that. And they are expressly dedicated to defending Bitcoin Core from this kind of stuff. Kind of amazing that they anticipated these things happening, because I don't think as of a year ago there was much legal action on this front.
Gosh, I know I like retweeted it, but it's not showing up on Snort.
You weren't using Blaster, so the relay it was submitted to might not be present.
Real, maybe. But yeah, go on. There's actually, I think I put it on my Twitter. But basically it was something to the likes of where like Craig Wright, we were trying to figure out like who's paying Craig Wright, because that's like a thing. Obviously at this point, I think I had brought that up like to you maybe, I think a few weeks ago, where I was like, dude, who's paying this guy? Remember when I told you that? And you were like, I don't know. And I was like, the WEF? Like, I was joking, but like, I think people are starting to like, we're starting to wonder, like, I know I crossed my mind many times, like, what is the end game for this guy? I think you had said at the time it's just because he's just some kind of like
sociopath.
Yeah. But he, like this right here from Digital Knot, he says that the bullying on open source developers to quit is a real attack on Bitcoin. And they go into Marco and they start, this guy Digital Knot, he kind of goes into the whole thread of like what's going on. I frankly think at this point, I think Craig Wright is like literally trying to kill Bitcoin. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think he'd probably be happy to destroy the project. I'm not sure he's doing that because someone else wants him to. I think he, from what I can tell, he was on this bend for like a long time. So I don't know. I mean, he's definitely got his like shitcoin BSV stuff going on and probably has money from that. And then Calvin Ayre might be a wealthy person. I mean, I see so many people, something that's really impressed me since I've never been in a big city for very long, but something that's really impressed me in Austin is how many like LARPers there are in the world. And I think, and that they are successful at it. And I think, Calvin Ayre, well, he might be his own LARPer, I don't know, but I believe Craig Wright has just fooled people into believing him like wholesale, and Calvin Ayre and maybe other rich people believe that he has like that Craig Wright has legitimacy of some kind.
Yeah. I guess we'll probably see more of this, I would imagine. I think what Carmen says, core devs dropping like flies.
Yeah, it's a bummer. And so hopefully we'll have a new generation come up, but it's not these people are retiring. They're leaving because they're afraid there's like an imminent threat looming over them. And, who's going to step up and be a core maintainer when that's still looming. So hopefully what'll happen is the Bitcoin Legal Defense Fund or whatever will come in and smack this down and then open the door. It'd just be a huge loss for open source in general. If this happens, because we all do it for egalitarian reasons. And if it already takes a certain kind of person to contribute to open source and do open source work. And then if we're now threatened anytime someone wants to threaten us for doing something nice, we're not going to do it anymore. So it's a bummer.
It's already hard enough just being an open source developer, much less having to defend yourself to become one. Yeah. All right. The next top story is sunsetting LNDHub.io. This is from rsync25, 16 comments, 2014 sats. This doesn't sound good either. What happened here?
I mean, it depends on your point of view. If you were an LND Hub user, or if you had a custodial wallet on through Blue Wallet, a custodial Lightning wallet through Blue Wallet, you're probably pretty bummed because now you need another solution.
So this is only for Blue Wallet users?
Only for Blue Wallet users. Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyone who had custodial sats on Blue Wallet through their Lightning wallet, this is over.
Does this affect Stacker News? Because that's where I'd be concerned.
No, I don't use LND Hub. I don't have any association with Blue Wallet.
Okay.
There's just
let's keep it on then.
Yeah. I think they're moving away from their custodial model. They were they were very early. They were like one of the earliest people to start building on Lightning, maybe the first mobile Lightning wallet, and it was custodial. And so I think they're realizing they should maybe not have it anymore. And there are other custodial Lightning wallet options out there for people to use. Additionally, the tech for non-custodial Lightning wallets is getting better. And so hopefully there won't be much need for custodial Lightning wallets going forward either. I know
Fetty's coming
with his own custodial thing, better privacy at least. Then there's we have a Breeze coming out with their new Greenlight backed wallet. We have LND is doing a lot of cool stuff with Lightning Node Connect and user accounts and all
Bolt
kinds 12? Of stuff like that. Bolt 12 will eventually come, although there's a lot of FUD around Bolt 12 for some reason. I don't know why.
The QR FUD you're talking about?
No, I saw a thread the other day on Twitter where someone was claiming that Bolt 12 is a spook op or something.
What?
I think it's because
of the dust limit. Isn't that a thing? Or is that not related to Bolt 12?
I don't think that's related to Bolt 12, but
that's all swirling around it though. That's how you get captured by this.
Yeah,
Bolt 12 FUD.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a mess, but yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and an LND Hub is like kind of, from what I understand, it's kind of kludgy. I tried to use it like when I was first getting onto Lightning. I was like, what Lightning wallet should I use? And
would that affect LNbits, like the Legends LNbits, or no? Or
I don't think so. I think it's unrelated. LNbits is like its own thing. This is just specifically Blue Wallet. You're using a custodial Lightning wallet through them. They're going to sunset it.
Okay, stackers, if you're listening, pivot off of Blue Wallet.
There's so many options.
YOLO into stacker.news. Wait for Fetty.
We have limits on your wallet, so don't do
Muni wallets out there. It's still not launched yet.
Use a great wallet that's out there. Use Breeze, Phoenix,
I'm not going to send people
Moon.
to WOS. I'm not going to do it. Because at this point,
just send your sats to our podcast and the stream right now.
Yeah, send your sats to us here.
Yeah.
Actually, just use Stacker News, man. Like, it's fine.
No.
I know where Keon lives if he tries to rug pull us stackers. That's all I'm saying. We're fine.
You have multiple things to worry about when you're using a custodial wallet, including Stacker News. You have me rug pulling you. You have Stacker News getting hacked and the money getting stolen.
Yeah, dude, don't get hacked, man.
I can't. There might be bugs that I don't know about, and I get hacked. There's the bugs that I don't know about. I can't fix bugs that I don't know about. Don't put your money. Don't
Barack,
put any money.
Get on it, Barack.
Don't put any money you don't want to lose on Stacker News. Put the money you're going to spend and tip people on Stacker News.
Oh man, yeah, I'm getting up there because I've been getting zapped, man. People are zapping me all over the place.
Take your money off.
I feel like a mosquito.
Be a real Bitcoiner.
Like a mosquito.
Don't store it all on Stacker News.
Okay.
I recommend not doing that.
All right. Our next top story is carless cities. What are Bitcoiners so against? Come on, guys. This is from Millard Sheed. 68 comments. This had 68 comments. 11,000 sats. What is going on? What is this?
So I love Mallard's Head. I don't know. Mallard's Head has been posting on Stacker News maybe for like 2 or 3 weeks, but he has some of my favorite posts. He writes really well and always has like a really interesting angle. I'm so excited to have
A writer, a really good writer,
a good writer. I mean, there are other people who write well on Stacker News, but he always has something kind of interesting to say, and it always starts a discussion. I really appreciate him.
What was he talking about?
He was talking about carless cities, and so he's a fan of carless cities. He's said he lives in San Francisco now, but lived in Chicago before that. And during the pandemic, he got rid of his car and started using an e-bike instead, and it just kind of rails against the loss of carless parts of cities.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of with that. I walk everywhere. I hate driving. I think it's kind of, it feels wasteful and then also stressful. And then, it's also it feels like a waste of time. It feels like a waste on so many fronts. And so I'm with him, but apparently there's Bitcoiners who disagree and think that, and love cars or something. I don't know if there's this is like the it's like the anti-ESG contingent is like, no, cars are good because ESG doesn't want cars. And so we want lots of cars. I don't know what that's about, but he lists out some good Bitcoiner perspectives on why cars are maybe bad. KYC in cars, surveillance, debt, law enforcement. Yeah. All this kind of stuff, which are great points. So I don't see how Bitcoiners could be anti-carless.
I will say this. This is just how I feel. And I've talked to multiple people about this here in Austin. This whole downtown area should just be carless. There shouldn't be any cars that come in through here. Personally. And obviously you're going to need underground system of a sort to funnel in all the, I don't know, water, food, all that kind of stuff. But I'm saying dude, how awesome would it be if 6th Street and Congress was just all grass, right? We were just walking on grass. We could literally just walk down to Bitcoin Commons and it's just it's just open. We don't have to be on the sidewalk and hear cars, flashing by. Yeah, man.
No, I hate the noise. Every day when I walk home from work, I'm nearly hit by a car.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be crossing.
They not see your Stacker News hat?
I guess they don't. They don't care. I think they're trying to show me that they could kill me if they want to or something. But I'll go through 4-way stops one after the other as I'm walking home, and people just run right through them. And one time I was walking in front of I was about to walk in front of a car, and he went right in front of me. As I went, it's just
you gotta do your hand thing. I remember, I always do that. Well, yeah, you got to do that in Austin. I do that all the time. And then make sure if you're walking with somebody, all that thing.
I'll stop and look, and if they're gonna go, I just wait.
Use the hand thing; it works. And then also, get a motorcycle, dude. I use a motorcycle. It's freaking awesome, bro.
You talk about it all the time.
Just go around people. So some guy today was literally trying to hit me, dude. I was just and he just goes away like a fly. Wow. That's all you gotta do is just go, and then they get scared.
Wow, dude,
it's awesome.
Sounds great. Anyway, I'm with Mallard's head. Fuck cars.
Hey,
yeah, and anything named car.
What?
Get rid of them in cities.
What?
Yeah,
I'm offended.
Yeah.
Okay, the next story is introducing Flow 2.0, a new LSP focused on just-in-time liquidity. This is from Graham of Voltage. 5 comments, 5,000 boost, baby. 1,144 sets. Did you watch this? Did you see this news? This is big.
This is pretty, it's pretty cool. I think it's a really cool LSP solution. I think it might exist in a lot of mobile wallets already.
Does it?
But it's cool to see it on Voltage. Yeah, I believe this is how Phoenix works and Breeze works when you're receiving money for the first time.
Yeah, so some of the guys we know were directly a part of making this happen. I think tell me how it works, because it makes a zero comp channel, so that way you can send and receive Lightning on when you receive that invoice. Is that how that works? Or
yeah. So they list it out here in the article. If you're really curious, I would go there and read it, but I'll try to give my best explanation. Basically, if you spin up a node on Voltage and you're trying to receive money, you don't have channels. What you do is you create an invoice, you send that invoice to Voltage's LSP. Voltage wraps that invoice using the same pre-image that your invoice had, meaning that anyone who pays this wrapped invoice that Voltage has to pay you first before Voltage gets to take take any money from this transaction. So Voltage sends that invoice now to whoever's going to pay you. And then upon Voltage receiving payment for that, they can't actually settle it yet because they need to send it to you before they can settle it. They open a channel to you with the necessary liquidity to send you the payment, a zero comp channel. And then they send you the payment and you settle the payment for them. And now everyone's happy and you didn't need a channel to receive a payment. And that's kind of the gist.
Yeah, I think it's pretty big news, man. We just spun up our own Voltage. Topher spun up our own Plowbot Voltage node. So we're taking, we have a BTC pay up, all that stuff. So it's kind of cool. That
is cool. Yeah. Voltage is awesome. They keep coming out with stuff like this. I can't wait to see more of it. I love the naming of it, the just in time thing. Cause that's like a programming thing, but it also just makes sense.
LSP. That's a good ring to it too. All right. I guess we're going to that was the top 5 stories of the week. Snackers are going to jump into what I want to bring up to everybody's attention. This is KYC Bitcoin individuals are on lists. This is from Mr. Odell himself, 15 comments, 11,000 sats. So for people that don't know, Odell has started a blog. Did you know that, Keon?
He's had a blog for a while. He posted on Stacker News.
Yeah. So yeah, like, one of the things that I remember is like, Odell always did pods. He never really did his writing, but his writing is actually really good, dude. He did this piece on KYC Bitcoin individuals are on lists. He kind of tells everybody who, he has a big following that, hey, if you're buying Bitcoin with, through all of these KYC AML services, you're on a list and you're being tracked. And so for the life of that Bitcoin, people will be able to use that sensitive user data and like, surveil you, as far as I understand. And then he goes on to kind of explain that your Bitcoin transaction history, will always exist if you are on these lists. So it's better to use like Peach, HODL, RoboSats, Azteco, and Bisq. But, yeah, man, I'm here for it. I want to see more Odell writing.
Well, I think he might come through on it. I think he's showing up because there's not a lot happening in Bitcoin relative to like, I feel like a couple months ago. This is the moment for like building contemplation, this kind of setting a tone for next kind of bigger run. It might just also be we're like still kind of in a holiday type of time, but
yeah, I think also too, it does feel that maybe we're in kind of this place where there's a bunch of new entrants coming into Bitcoin now. You're seeing some new faces and they don't know these things, or maybe, and so you're kind of having to do this all over again for this next cycle, which makes sense. But they had like a lot of great comments. One from Super Testnet, he said, excellent post. Consider adding libertyx.com to the list of no KYC options. They are one of the most painless, albeit expensive ways to get sats with no KYC. So LibertyX, I didn't know about that one. Yeah. All right, Keon, what is your top story of the week, or do you want to go into meta? Actually, one more. I had one more.
Okay.
I had one more.
What is your one more?
This last one is the one I had was Booger. So apparently Keon made this. He didn't tell anybody, and then I don't know anything's going on. What's going on with Booger? You made a Nostr thing?
It's just a relay. I didn't tell you because we haven't talked about it, but there's no reason to talk about it, but it's just a relay. I made a Nostr relay. I was curious what the limitations of the Nostr protocol are. What
did you find out? Where
the boundaries are. I found that it's fairly fun, but it's really easy to do poorly and inefficiently, because it's trying, this is kind of what happens in protocols, is you make something generic and you attempt to fit specific use cases into it. And it's really hard to build efficient systems. Imagine a factory that produces rockets and cars and toys and food. Those machines are extremely inefficient relative to a factory that, just produces food. It'll produce food much faster. And so this is what you kind of have with a Nostr relay, is it can be inefficient. And so it's kind of fun to work on because you can try to optimize it to be faster. But yeah, I just wanted to see what was going on. And so I made Booger, and it's like really short. Here's my Booger logo, which I'm really proud of.
Slime from Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it has a little bit of slime. People told me it looks like the original Twitter logo.
Really?
Which I don't know what the original, I didn't know until they started showing me what the original Twitter logo was. But it's green like this, and it looks it's like kind of wet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right, dude. It does look like the original Twitter.
Yeah, I had no idea. I made this in Photoshop. I was really proud of it. I got like in the office like at 7 a.m. on Saturday, and
you made it. Looks good, man. You did a good job.
And threw it together. Yeah.
It looks good. It reminds me of like the slime from Nickelodeon and like Ghostbusters and stuff.
Yeah.
Very 90s.
Anyway, it's what I want. Like I was reading a lot of other implementations, and I felt like they were quite long in terms of the code. It was like a lot of code, and I was having a hard time like grokking it. So I was like, I'll just write my own and try to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And so this is 500 lines of code. It's really short, really simple.
So could any pleb devs out there, could they fork this and then like make their own relay using something like this?
Yeah. I mean, it's ready to go. It should be ready. I don't know how production ready it is. I haven't yet deployed it myself to production yet. It doesn't really have any defenses or anything, but as far as I can tell, it performs really well. It has tests on it. So, it does like the basic things. It supports most of the NIPs that you'd want to support. I'm adding a few more. And so it'll be competitive in terms of feature set with most relays. Yeah, it's totally forkable. I mean, I would at least use it in a local environment. If you were testing a client locally and you need a relay, it would be, pretty well suited to that because it has very low dependencies. Yeah, it's just kind of a fun thing to learn Nostr and see what Nostr is like capable of. And then also experiment with like, what would Stacker News look like on Nostr? How would I be able to somehow put Stacker News in Nostr? And so this is like part of the learning there.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're up to the meta stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the first one we have is AMA Ask Merch Anything. The 62 comments, 22,000 sats from Merch. Man, I love Merch, dude. He's such a great guy.
He is, right? He's very nice, very kind, very helpful.
He's from Germany originally.
Yeah, from Germany. A lot of Bitcoiners are from Germany. The first time I I encountered Merch was when I was taking Chain Code Labs courses. He was one of the mentors there, and every week we'd have a session with him and get to ask him questions. And he would do his best effort. And then I became very familiar with him on Bitcoin Stack Exchange, and basically, anything you Google about Bitcoin, the protocol and Lightning oftentimes will land you at a Bitcoin Stack Exchange question that Merch has answered. Overall a huge value add to Bitcoin.
Yeah, he's he has so many great stories, dude. Like I was able to sit with him at a dinner one time, and he was like telling me like all this, like the old stories of like Bitcoin, but it's like from a developer's perspective. It was so good, dude. So good. Was there any interesting topics here that he discussed? Oh, it looks like they asked him about the number of core devs. Looks like Gray Ruby asked him any concern over the number of core devs maintainers leaving or announcing intent to leave over the past year or so. And it looks like he responded a little, but not debilitating concern. Most of these people are still around, just not active. On the other side, there are also new contributors coming in, making great contributions, some of whom hopefully grow into long-term contributors. You have to keep working on onboarding people, though. Okay. So that's good news.
Yeah. I think it's, it's not super bleak for Bitcoin Core, but it is unfortunate what's going on right now. I don't think it'll go on very long, hopefully. But lots of great questions. And Merch.
They asked him, when do you anticipate Bolt 12 will be implemented widely enough to begin replacing LNURL and applications? What did he say to that? I guess the big question is when support for offers is implemented in LND. As far as I can tell, all the other implementations have already started work on offers or even support it. But the majority of the network still consists of LND nodes. And from what I understand, the maintainers of LND have so far signaled that they prioritize other projects over both 12 support. Wow, getting spicy in the comments.
It's a good AMA. I recommend checking it out. Or you can stay tuned in and Carl will read you the entire AMA.
Dude, like this is what the stackers want to know, man. Like, come on.
I hate it when people read to me. It's like the most.
Dude, the stackers love it. They love it. Tell me if you like it, Blockchain Boog. He's like a real big listener. Cool. What else you got?
We had one more meta. It's just Nunya Business came by to say they're using, for some reason, they're using Stacker News more now than before, now that they're using Nostr more. I'm not exactly sure where that overlaps, but cool. I mean, I think it's cool. There's lots of conversation about Nostr and Stacker News. Some people saying it's complementary, other people saying it's competitive. And
to what?
To Stacker News.
What's competitive to Stacker News?
We're talking about Nostr here. And
no,
they're
I don't think so.
They're definitely, there's a lot of, I mean, they're both serving the same community as we were talking about. I think before we started this podcast, we're both mostly suited to Bitcoiners. And then there's a lot of feature overlap, obviously. But anyway, there's some interesting comments in here. I recommend them. And I think everyone has good points.
So yeah, let me tell you what I think. So Nunya Business is an old friend. How's it going, Nunya? Thank you for coming to Stacker News. I would say Stacker News is the place that I go to when I want to go like relax and like read about what's going on in Bitcoin. Like Damus is just and Nostr is just a different alternative to like Twitter for me. I think your biggest competition is like Reddit and like Hacker News, but Hacker News people hate Bitcoin, so that only leaves Stacker News. And then Reddit has just gone too spammy, and yeah, so it's least Stacker News. I don't see the difference. Or yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think Nostr is, its use case is mostly suited towards Twitter like use case right now, but I think that can change. It's really improving quite rapidly. And more people are going on. And then you're seeing like more and more kind of features get put into relays. Like, how do you think you're searching on Snort? You're using someone who's built a dedicated search engine for Nostr. And so we'll see more and more things like this, algorithmic feeds. I don't know if you've seen like, I think it's like top sats or topzaps.lol or something.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like all that makes sense for me when it comes to the thing is that you can't get from Nostr that you can get at Stacker News is the actual community, man, is the people already having the conversation. It's just like, it's the same reason why people go to Reddit or like they go back for those individuals, right? Like it's a community focused project.
But so is Nostr. I mean, Nostr
No, it's not. Like you can spin up an endpoint. I can make a new account today and it'll just be a totally idea NIM. I mean, you could do that on Stacker News, but it's just not the, I mean, I
don't even know what we're disagreeing about, but
I think I'm trying to tell you Stacker News is not in competition with Nostr, and you're trying to say, yes, it is.
I'm trying to say it's undetermined what, whether they're, I mean, it's not worth debating whether they're in competition. It's just an attempt to evaluate the circumstances for me. Anyway, the super stat segment. This is where we cover like the top stackers and the top spenders of the week. But familiar name at the top, Pleb Poet stacked 102K sats.
What?
Yeah.
Really? From where?
I think she wrote a poem on word form.
How did it not make the top 5?
She wrote a poem off site.
Really?
Yeah. So she.
Oh, on her blog.
No, word form. She answered this bounty.
Oh, on Ben's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's publicly shared his name, but here's the poem. We have to pay to see it. I don't know how much it costs, but
yeah, he was showing me. So it
costs 4 sats.
Yeah, he was showing me his app the other day. But yeah, there was a bounty. I think he had posted a bounty on Stacker News.
He did.
That's
and
cool.
Pleb Poet answered and won herself 100,000 sats.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. Merch stacked the next most. Tamstrup, who helped me out with my relay, he pointed me to another Postgres client
Oh, nice.
wrapper that is like quite a bit improved over the other one I was using. It made performance of my relay quite a bit better. Mallard's Head stacked a lot. Odell, Kale, Pi, Fred, quite a few people there. And then
Because that's another thing Stacker News has. You can get stacked for your post on there, Keon. Like, I feel like on Nostr, all I got to do is say zap, 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 and then I get sats for saying that. Does that make sense? It's never mind. We don't have to bring it back up. And just like it just feels different. I don't know.
I mean, they're different products, but the word form spent a lot on their bounty. I spent quite a bit. Mallard's Head also at the top spenders, Blockchain Boog, consistent spender there. Batman Foundation with their jobs.
Wow, Batman.
Peter Todd slinging the sats, and then Top Cowboys. See who's the Top Cowboys.
Is this a thing now?
It is a thing.
Oh, Lord.
I'm the
keep
top
losing my
cowboy.
cowboy
I've
hat.
had my cowboy hat 24 days.
I don't know how are we able to see my biggest confusion is like, how do you stay with the cowboy hat? I have it one day. I use Stacker News days in a row. Like, how do I keep my cowboy hat?
Only true cowboys know how to keep their cowboy hat, and that's just what it is. I guess you don't deserve the cowboy hat. If
I
you
don't know
keep
why.
it.
Like, what's going on with the cowboy? I don't know how to play this game.
Pretty cool. Let's see who's following me up. It's Austin, also has 24 days. Now it is the next lowest, he's only been a cowboy for 18 days. Sam's has got 15. Blockchain Boog's only 11. Blockchain Boog, what's going on, buddy?
It's hard. It's hard to keep a cowboy hat on.
But I mean, people are struggling to keep them. Some of them got them for 2 days. Let's see if we can see who else is here. I mean, we got a lot of stragglers.
Yeah, I can't keep them on more than 3 days. Lose my cowboy hat. We need to make the boots. You can probably keep the boots on for a long time.
We got quite a few new ones today. Anyway, that's super stats segment.
Cool. This is let me go into the boost. We got some boosts this week. This is from Blockchain Boog. He said this is from SNL 55. Finally, we get bookmarks. Rest in peace to the boxer. Thank you, Blockchain. Thank you, Boog. He also said Zaps. Keon is a trendsetter. Did you come up with Zaps first?
I don't think so. I mean, there was like Jack Mahler's first wallet was Zap.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were like, someone was like, you need a sign off for Stacker News Live.
Yeah.
And I was like, Zap.
Yeah, that's right. You did say Zap.
Zap is good. I like Zap as a name. I frankly wish we would have started using it. But
What
there
do you
was
mean,
like,
instead of the lightning bolt?
no, because we were debating for a long time whether to call it tips or boost, because people use boost in the podcasting realm.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't like boost. I think it's dumb. I think it's a dumb name. And I'm like, we might as well use tips. It's at least straightforward. But then Zaps became a thing. And I like it so much more than boost.
So now these are Zaps now on Stacker News?
I mean, we haven't really called them Zaps, but I think that's the convention on naming that I actually like.
Yeah, dude. Just look for my Zaps, dude. They're just coming in hot. Let's see if I can look at my wallet history. Or wait, where does it say? I saw it here. Is it a profile? Yeah.
We don't list your Zaps.
Oh, right here. Yeah, you do. It's right here. I see it. There you go. See? All my Zaps. Boom, 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 boom. Getting zapped. Then I lose my cowboy hat. I don't know why.
How did you lose that?
It just says you lost 2 days after being mischievous. Was stolen by a prairie dog.
Oh, dude. You let a dog steal your hat, bro?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how this game works. It's probably just you in there every day, just like,
that's right.
F car. I'm going to take out his hat.
That's what I do.
I'm going to say it's a prairie dog.
Okay. I manually type all of these messages.
All right. That's all I got. Keon, what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing?
You going on
probably just working. I think we're supposed to do a date night tonight, maybe.
Cool.
I don't know what we're going to do, but
Yeah, we're gonna fry up some. Well, not fry up. We're gonna make some steaks out back. I got some salmon patties too, and then yeah, we're gonna do a workshop tomorrow with Paul. He's gonna do the cool kids are doing with Rust and Bitcoin. So we're gonna learn how to make a Bitcoin wallet in Rust.
Heck yeah, that sounds great.
All right, we'll see you next time, Stackers. Have a great weekend.